video, so it looked like Team USA has released some footage of Caitlin Clark going off on league veterans, man, for this one here.
Team USA has just released clips of Caitlin Clark completely dismantling seasoned pros during scrimmages in Durham, North Carolina, and the footage is exploding online for all the right reasons. The WNBA season may still hang in the balance amid ongoing CBA talks. Yet Caitlin is out there proving she belongs under the brightest lights no matter what the league's veterans believe. The video highlights exactly why certain players pushed to leave her off the Olympic roster last year. Let's unpack what unfolded and why it carries real significance. Before diving deeper into the tape, drop a comment and let me know. Do you believe Caitlin Clark will take over Team USA camp and earn her place on the international roster? Or will the veterans come up with another reason to keep her sidelined? Alright, so USA Basketball has just unveiled practice clips from its training camp in Durham, North Carolina, and Caitlin Clark is right in the spotlight, completely taking over. The program is preparing for its upcoming cycle, which officially begins March 11th with tryouts and final roster decisions. Even though the WNBA still hasn't finalized a CBA and the new season could face delays, the game itself isn't slowing down in 2026. Caitlin Clark appeared in only 13 games last year, before circumstances brought everything to a halt. Still, she's been posting workout videos that make it clear she's training as if tip-off is tomorrow. Now we have official Team USA footage of her battling established league veterans in high-intensity scrimmages. And let's be honest, the veterans probably wish those cameras had never been rolling.
Around the corner, Caitlin Clark is possibly about to make a return to the basketball court. Her and many other superstars. Now, we still do not have a new CBA signed, but that is not stopping basketball from coming out for the 2026 calendar year. Team USA, I believe, kicks off March the 11th. They will be having tryouts, and we gonna get some action, bro. That's something we be longing for. Caitlin Clark only played a total of 13 games last season, but it's been great just to see her release some workout footage, just to see her in the gym getting ready for this season like normal, as if the season will be starting on time. As of right now, I believe the WNBA season will not be starting on time, but it is what it is.
Before diving into the actual clips, we need to briefly address the CBA drama, because it's the obvious cloud hanging over everything. The WNBA season likely won't tip off as scheduled. Right now, no one truly knows when, or even if, an agreement will be finalized. Ownership has submitted a revised proposal, and the players have yet to respond. The primary holdup centers on revenue distribution. Players are demanding a 30% share, while ownership continues to stand firm around 15%. Initially, owners even removed housing benefits from the offer, only to restore them temporarily for certain new players. Still, the true battleground is that revenue split. The players' 30% demand represents a dramatic shift in overall earnings, and ownership has shown little willingness to move far beyond 15%. It's a significant divide, but we'll unpack that chaos in another breakdown. For now, let's focus on this Team USA footage.
It's good to mix things through the camp, and what I tried to be intentional about was seeing different guard combinations, seeing different forward combinations. And it just so happened that the last day, the combinations I hadn't seen was all the veterans together and all the newcomers together. We're gonna play a 5-minute quarter, and we're gonna see who wins it. It's a full game. 5-minute quarter is a full game. 5-minute game. 5-minute game. Hey, let's get this dub. I asked my staff the morning before the last day of practice. I said, I woke up and I thought, let's do this. I said, what do you guys think? And they said, I think that's great.
Yeah, Leah. Yeah, Leah. Good find, C. Good find, C.
USA Basketball's Twitter page has been sharing short glimpses from the women's training camp, but this latest clip clearly stands above the rest. There's massive curiosity about how this Team USA chapter unfolds for Caitlin Clark after her Olympic omission, and the buzz feels undeniable. The energy around this moment isn't just patriotic hype. it feels transformative for women's basketball overall. Fans are also getting the return of players like Juju Watkins, who hasn't competed at this stage in quite some time, making her comeback even more compelling. For basketball audiences worldwide, watching this caliber of talent assemble in one place is a rare spectacle. Still, it's the Caitlin Clark footage that has truly ignited the conversation. The Team USA head coach detailed the camp structure, explaining that she intentionally rotated different guard pairings and forward combinations to properly evaluate chemistry and cohesion. That approach is logical. Roster building demands testing lineups, identifying synergy, and seeing who elevates whom. However, she then revealed a fascinating twist. On the final day, the only combinations left unseen were the full veteran unit together and the entire newcomer group together. So they staged a 5-minute quarter to determine a winner, effectively creating a high-stakes clash: established veterans versus emerging talent, experience against ambition, and they made sure the outcome actually mattered.
I'm looking for them to compete, I'm looking for them to pick up stuff quickly, and I'm looking for them to combine with other players like really well. They have to be able to impact winning, and they have to be able to combine with each other to make each other better. After being named the national team coach, a lot of time and thought thinking about how do you plan and prepare from a camp standpoint. There was a lot of conversations with Bree, a lot of conversations with Sue, and what the off season for the WNBA players was going to look like, where we were going to try to insert camps and what those were going to look like. And then you start to plan out, okay, in camp 1, what's the goal? And then as a player pool starts to form, it kind of all comes together. Like, we must play like this in FIBA. Physical.
The coach made it clear this counted as a full game, a 5-minute quarter deciding everything. Someone jokingly corrected it to a 5-minute game, which drew laughs because that was essentially the point. Just before tip-off, one player shouted, "Let's get this dub," and the intensity immediately spiked. This wasn't a casual run-through where players coasted. It was veterans versus newcomers, each side determined to make a statement. The coach revealed she had proposed the format the morning before the final practice, saying she woke up with the idea and asked her staff for feedback. Their response: "That's great." It was deliberate. They wanted to measure how the young group would respond when tested by seasoned pros in a pressure setting. And based on the footage, Caitlin Clark rose to the moment effortlessly. Coaches can be heard shouting praise. "Good find. See? Good find," as she dissected the defense with precision passes and smart reads. The clips show her slicing through coverage, orchestrating the offense, and controlling the tempo against experienced defenders who understand every angle and tactic. It was a clear demonstration of high-level command, exactly the kind of performance the Team USA staff is evaluating. "I'm looking for players to pick things up quickly and mesh seamlessly with their teammates," the coach explained. "They need to impact winning and elevate each other's games. That's the standard. Learn fast, play well together, contribute to victories, and make teammates better." That's exactly what Caitlin Clark is showing in this footage. She isn't forcing everything herself. She's facilitating, reading the floor, finding open teammates, and orchestrating the offense as it should be run. The kind of play that separates elite point guards from mere scorers who handle the ball. The coach also discussed her preparation after being named national team head coach, noting extensive conversations with Breanna Stewart and Sue Bird about WNBA offseason schedules, optimal timing for camps, and targeted focuses for each session, planning each camp around clear objectives as the player pool comes together. At one point in the footage, you hear a coach shouting, "We must play like this in FIBA, physical, physical, physical." That's critical context. International basketball is far more contact-heavy than the WNBA. Refs allow more physicality, and players must fight through it. These scrimmages are designed to build that toughness, teaching athletes to compete in a more physical, high-intensity style of basketball. Now let's break down why this footage is so significant and why it's probably causing some panic. Caitlin Clark was left off last year's Olympic roster in one of the most debated decisions in recent memory. The official explanation was that veteran players had chemistry and Caitlin didn't fit the system, a line that rang hollow to anyone paying attention. What these clips clearly demonstrate is that Caitlin not only belongs on Team USA, but can dominate alongside and against seasoned veterans. She's not a rookie needing guidance. nor is she incapable of handling the speed and physicality of international play. On the court, she's making experienced defenders look amateur with her passing, court vision, and decision-making, which must sting for some of the veterans who lobby to exclude her. The footage provides undeniable proof that she can compete at the highest level, directly contradicting claims about her readiness. This isn't just a scrimmage. It's evidence that the Olympic snub was influenced more by politics and envy than actual basketball skill. Since entering the WNBA, Caitlin has had a complex relationship with league veterans. Some have welcomed her and celebrated her impact on women's basketball, while others have resented the attention and earnings she commands compared to players who've been in the league longer. That simmering resentment translated into physical play against Caitlin during games, questionable officiating that failed to protect her, and ultimately, being left off the Olympic roster. But footage like this speaks for itself. When Team USA releases clips of Caitlin dominating veteran players in competitive scrimmages, it's an official validation of her talent. The national program essentially saying, she belongs here, regardless of any individual veteran opinions. The timing of these releases is also telling. We're deep into CBA negotiations, with veteran players pushing for 30% revenue sharing, arguing they built the league and deserve a bigger slice. Yet the reality is Caitlin Clark drew more attention to the WNBA in a single season than many veterans did in their entire careers. She packed arenas that had long been half empty, brought casual fans into the fold, and moved merchandise like no one else. Now, seeing her outperform the very veterans claiming they're the league's backbone creates a tricky dynamic for both the WNBA and the Players' Union. If the season is delayed or canceled over CBA disputes while fans witness Caitlin effortlessly outplaying those veterans in practice, it's obvious which side the public is going to support. The choice becomes clear. The veterans demanding 30% revenue share while holding the league hostage, or the player who single-handedly brought mainstream attention and new fans to women's basketball.